Hi, I'm Jason Bryan from the Short-Time Wrestling Podcast and founder of the Mat Talk Podcast Network. Shows on the network are individually owned and operated, and those opinions presented and expressed may not reflect others, the sponsors, patrons, or the parent network. Find more shows about the greatest sport in the world at the Mat Talk Podcast Network at mattalkonline.com.
The mind of Pat Popolizio is a wondrous thing. And for you Pack Wrestling fans, you'll get to go inside the mind of the Skip each and every episode here on the Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. Now, here's your host, NC State Director of Athletics Digital Communications, Reinhardt.
The summer is just about over, and that can only mean one thing. We're back at work, back with a fresh new episode of the Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast. I'm your host, NC State Director of Athletics Digital Communications, Brian Reinhardt, joined as always, except for the summer months, in his new office. We'll get to that shortly. Pat Popolizio. Pat.
Brian, great to see you. And let's rephrase that. Our summer's just starting. You know, we don't take these days like you get and get to enjoy your entire summer off. So we just ended last week.
I hope this is like riding a bike because we have not done a podcast episode since I think May.
Yeah, I had to check HR to see if you still could work during the summer.
Well, we're back, but you know what? He's not leaving. He's not leaving. He's not effing leaving. The show goes on.
We're going for many more podcasts here, Brian.
Pat, some stuff flowed out on Twitter last week. I checked on you.
Yeah, I still don't have Instagram, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know you're not an Instagram guy, but
no,
things are rolling. Pat Popolizio back on his own podcast. That can only mean good things for NC State wrestling.
Let's do it.
Squashing any rumors?
There is zero rumors. It's all full speed ahead. Let's go.
Full speed ahead. Go Pack. How about this? Can you believe you are entering year 11? 10 years at NC State.
I know.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah. It's one of those, you don't take anything for granted. 10 years of hard work with a lot of people connected to the program, including yourself. We've been here from day one. Had to really win you over to support and help wrestling. And, you know, I think our relationship together has really blossomed here, Brian. I won't say I did not know anything about wrestling. You did not like wrestling. Let's just plain and simple. I had to chase you down to write articles. And now look at you, you're doing a podcast.
I know. I got pulled from one sport, put onto wrestling. They say, we're bringing in this guy from New York.
Attitude from day one.
Who the heck is this guy from New York? But
chasing you, yelling at you to do. Can you write an article about us finishing dead last in the ACC?
It has all worked out. What a run it's been. Can't wait for 10 more at least, if not more. A lot to talk about. I mean, heck, we haven't done this for months. So right off the bat, you're going to have a new staff member.
Yeah, we've hired a new director of ops. Pumped about that. Mackenzie Wood will start next week. Got a really good background, familiar with wrestling. Actually worked a year with Wake Forest volleyball. So we're excited to add her. We're sad to see Ian go. He got a great opportunity to run another club where his passion and, you know, something he loves to do. And his role here wasn't able to really get that going. So he's going to move on. He's going to be missed. And anytime you go through some change, there's always some positives to it. So we're excited to see what Mackenzie brings to the table, help us behind the scenes here.
Can't wait to bug the crap out of the director of ops. I live for those days.
She might be doing the same to you.
That is true. Yeah, very nice. All right. Staffing update. Number 2 update, Child Watch. Now, I think last time we said Kevin had his child already.
Yep.
So Kevin's already squared away. You had a new addition since we've done. You want to add?
New addition.
A new child.
Not me. Don't mix this up for the people here, Brian.
That wasn't the rumors I was talking about.
No kids. I got 35 to deal with.
Yeah. Coach Hall,
number 2. Timmy's due up.
I was going to say, and then we still have a third one coming.
Yeah.
Timmy's still
So we're going to have full daycare going on. I think once we get that locker room finished off, that little back room, they don't know yet, but we're going to make that a daycare.
We're going to have to put on some clinics.
Daycare and my dog. So
that's true.
Yeah.
You just brought it up. Locker room. You took me on a tour. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's coming together very well.
It's coming along. Still waiting for some things, but that process, it's obviously been a long process with fundraising, planning, but now you're seeing it come together. How excited are you for this new locker room?
Very appreciative and grateful for, what Boo stepped up to do, help, and our alumni did as well. So a combo between the two shows the passion and commitment that, our fan base administration has here to continue to build on some stuff that we needed, well needed, because we got creative with our locker room. We're limited on some space, so we kind of shrunk it down, but added some very impactful stuff that I think is going to help us on the mat as well. So when it's all said and done, I'm sure SID will get some stuff out there for people to see.
Just got to get the head coach has to answer my text and let me know what's going on. We can
screenshot those and put them out publicly.
I hope the new cardio room up there, put in a treadmill. Even though I do the Stairmaster probably more than a treadmill now. I'm still a treadmill guy.
I can see it in your legs.
I hit the gym this morning. Yep. I feel good. Okay, we're taping August 10th, early August. Your 2 weeks of summer are underway.
Yep.
So that means no classes. The guys are gone, but school starts August 22nd. So maybe just take us through this month of August here and what it's looking like for NC State wrestling right now.
Yeah, we finished up really good training cycle with our team, and the freshmen have been here all summer. So that was very, very good timing for them to get their feet on the ground and then also learn our system. So that's been good. And then recruiting starting to pick back up. And like you said, we as coaches get a couple weeks to kind of regroup, do some things, limited time in the office and more time out and about. And everyone's taking some trips, different places.
You taking a trip?
I've been all over.
Okay.
Last 2 months, been taking the weekends, couple trips here and there.
I realize you don't answer me.
Yeah, so, got a lot of free time, so hit the road.
You talked about not in the office, but what about these new offices? We're up at WB. We have switched locations. We're not telling people where you are. We're keeping you hidden here.
Yeah.
But now some new office space for NC State wrestling. It's really impressive.
I have my own entrance and stuff now.
Own entrance, a nice little closet door.
Got a closet. Sometimes it's
a window.
Got a window.
Overlooking the weight room.
Yep.
It's great new digs. Again, part of new facilities for wrestling. This is great. Got the new locker room. Got the coaches some new offices. So lots going into the program here. You talked about these freshmen. You saw them all here. They get a head start. They took some classes, but they were also in your room.
Yeah.
Maybe not breaking down guys individually, but just talk to them as a group. How you're going to have it said. A lot of people have said NC State has had the same starters for about the past 5 years. So it's kind of a turnover in some of the talent here. How did these new freshmen adapt with the returning guys?
It's been a good blend, well needed. Like you said, a lot of guys have been here for a long time. So sometimes it's one where you get some new faces in here and there's a lot of new energy and some good intensity. And these freshmen have brought that, and it's pushing some of the guys that have been in the room that maybe, need that. They need a new look. They need to see a young guy that doesn't care who they are and coming after them. And I think we saw that a lot with this group that's eager to come in here and make a name for themselves. We're going to rely heavily on this class. This is going to be a big year for them, come out swinging, and wouldn't surprise me if we see 3 freshmen in our lineup this year, and they're going to be ready when the time comes. They're going to need some experience, but they're getting it right now in that room.
You talked about freshmen. You might have more to talk about this than I would do, but new NCAA legislation.
Yep.
True freshmen can compete in 5 competitions, could be duels, could be an open tournament before Christmas, but a total of 5, and they could still maintain their redshirt year.
Yeah.
That is just going to be crazy.
It's different, and we will definitely utilize it with this class because, the luxury with that is we could still redshirt a guy, and if if someone's ever out of our lineup and we know we got another good guy that's sitting there redshirt, and we could throw him in there. I look back to some of the guys that we had that first year, Hayden and Trent were perfect examples of that if there was a match that we needed a guy because someone was a little banged up, we could have utilized them in our lineup. And I think you're going to see a lot of that with dual meets coming around. You'll see some faces that probably won't wrestle the end of the year, but they'll get in that lineup and get a taste of it. I think it's going to help them mature, get a better understanding. I think every kid should be in a big duel to kind of see what it's like and give them that year to really train hard. And it's going to keep these guys hungry and motivated because I think all year as we go through it, now we can really say, hey, I might call on you on a Thursday telling you're making weight Friday in a big duel, and you got to be ready to go.
Do you have to declare any earlier, or do they just weigh in and
go?
Weigh in and go. Okay.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
We'll see as time goes on, though.
What about the fall semester? They put that in there where true freshmen cannot compete in open tournaments unless it's one of their competitions.
Right.
The point of that, just to get them acclimated to college. You like that? Or
I think it's the travel. Let's face it, a lot of these guys were driving 6, 7, 8 hours going to an open tournament to get their matches in.
Well, yeah, who doesn't like to drive to Ohio in the middle of the winter?
So, I think now maybe you can pick 1 or 2 fall dates, get these guys some matches and save a couple for, a second semester if needed. Because you never know when someone's going to be banged up or be out because it's not feeling good. And we're going to have a lot of options this year to wrestle guys, move guys up, move guys down, and always put our 10 best guys out that are ready to go that week.
Weight changes? Fans always want to know who's changing weight classes this year.
Trombley dropping down to 25, so that'll be a good option for us there. 33, Kai's still there. 41, Ryan Jack still be there. 49, we got some new faces that'll probably be in the lineup. 57, 65 still playing with some options there. I see Singleton, a couple other guys. Probably Brock and Joey fighting that out with, we'll see where Faison ends up. If he stays 65, 74, 84, Trent will be back. Isaac at 97 and Owen and Tyree at heavyweight with Chase, coming in and possibly having that 5-match count there too. And same with Fishback. I mean, we got so many good freshmen that we can play around with this year. So it'll be different.
During this last cycle, did you guys have any live matches going on at practice?
A lot. We wrestled a ton this offseason. That's something we switched up. We got a younger team now, so we can train a little differently. We had a lot of guys that had some miles on them, so we were pretty cautious in our training, and we've been pretty aggressive this summer. So, which we needed to be. And guys responded very well. Saw a lot of growth out of some returners. So, I know you have that on your list to talk about.
I got a ton of stuff.
I know you do.
Everybody knows, Trent's one of the big leaders of the team. Then you have an older guy like Camacho and Trombley. But who are some guys that stepped up leadership-wise for you over the summer?
I saw a lot of growth out of Ryan Jack. I think he's making some gains there, which we need. That middle of the road, age-wise, is the next generation for us. So he's been doing a good job. Isaac's coming along well with the leadership role. And they're all different in their ways, the way that they can lead and the impact that they can have when they talk to guys. And that's some of it, learning how to lead where guys will actually listen and not shut down. So we're working with that with our team. And I'm seeing a lot of good leadership out of the freshmen right now. It's going to take some time for them to gain the confidence to speak their mind a little bit. But, as soon as some of those freshmen take ownership of this program is when we're going to really make that next jump.
Did the freshmen get their gear yet?
There has been no gear issued. We will get our preseason gear right before Labor Day, and then official gear gets handed out, as you know, Ryan, the first official day of practice.
It's my favorite
We
email of the
can't
year.
have guys doing preseason, getting gear, and then, hanging it up. We had that happen a little bit last year, so.
Can we do a student athlete versus coaches track day at all?
We would crush them.
Well,
my only concern actually would be Timmy.
Oh,
the long distance.
yeah.
I don't know if you see how he's built, but we could test him out.
No, we got to do something.
We'll see if he's listening to this and if he does anything about it.
Nah, no one listens to this podcast.
You're crazy. I thought, didn't you say, what was it in?
Oh, well, people in Taiwan listen to it.
There you go.
That's about it. I tell you what, that would make for a great video. Student athlete versus coaches challenge, kind of like Olympic style. We could do some different events.
I can crush it on the 400 long distance. The short distance, Timmy would crush it. I guess you could say.
One guy not in town right now, actually out in Colorado Springs training at USA Wrestling, because in October, I believe, Trent Hidlay is going to be traveling to the U23 World Championships in Spain. Hopefully the SID gets to go along on that road trip.
You're more than welcome. I know that's your hotspot. Good soccer.
I've never been. Yeah, great soccer. Oh, that'd be fabulous.
Football, should we say?
Football. Yeah. Oh, good call. But so Trent obviously has this great opportunity. Everybody knows what Trent Hidlay can do, but how does training for this and getting ready for an event like this help him for the collegiate season?
It keeps him sharp, and that's something he does. He trains year round with high intensity, and it's been good for him. After all these competitions, he took a little time to regroup, heal up his body. He was, a little banged up, minor injuries that he was wrestling through. Took some time off right after, and starting back up here, it'll get him obviously ready to go for the season, because October, when he hits that tournament, comes back, have a little break, and then our season's going to start up pretty quick for him. So it'll be good. And it's something that he has passion and goals to win a world title. He knocked on the door as a junior, and he's looking really good. And the people he has to train with in here right now have helped him tremendously.
I remember Hayden talking about that. U20s, U23s, sometimes they're right up on the college season, and it's a little bit of a tough adjustment to go from
freestyle back to folk style.
Absolutely, real quick. Any concerns there, or trying to know what's ahead?
His style wrestling, he can adjust those pretty quick. It's just getting in the mat wrestling where he's already pretty solid. So and the way our schedule is for him, I think we'll be in a good spot to get a month underneath us and fine tune a couple things that maybe we need to be ready for.
Is the underhook legal in freestyle?
Have you seen the push out? He loves it. That's his thing.
That's his favorite role.
Get that underhook. It's a point if he can, if he manages it well.
What about big brother Hayden? He's transitioned to a new role here. He's around your program a lot. I think every time I see him now, he's snacking or eating something. So
coffee too. He's got a coffee.
Oh, he's got
addiction
on this coffee crate. Oh,
yeah.
You guys are killing guys with coffee.
Every time I turn around, these guys are making coffee in the office.
I know they did have their own little setup over there. It's really cute.
Yeah.
But Hayden's I call it the summer of Hayden. It's real. They've done a lot of good things on and off the mat. But how has Hayden transitioned and, more importantly, become more of a coach in that room now?
He's done a fine job. Making that jump's not easy to do, going from an athlete to a coach, but I think he's so analytical and brings a whole different point of view in, and guys have responded very well to him and his style to, make sure guys foul is very good. It's not overly aggressive, and, it's a much needed improvement for us. Our whole dynamic as a staff has been really good with him, Kevin, Adam, and Timmy all involved. It's a really good staff dynamic, and I expect big things as far as development goes, and even recruiting alone right now. These guys are having a huge impact on the kids that we're about to bring in down the road.
So you can sign the next class in November, but you're already working ahead to those. I believe they're going to be high school juniors.
Yeah, they just started up. So yeah, our list is out there, and we're working hard every night, building a relationship for the next kid that we're going to bring into this program.
Recruiting is a little bit of a challenge sometimes with 9.9 scholarships, isn't it?
It's a lot of moving numbers and negotiating and stuff that they never taught you in the, I guess, 101 coaching, how to manage the budget with scholarships and all the guys and your needs.
But you were a good student. I won't say what college you went to, but you were a good student once you were there.
Sure was.
So you can figure out this math.
We have it. We've mastered the Excel sheet.
Man,
in accounting.
We do like some Google Drive and Excel sheets around here. Holy moly. But once you get some recruits and parents on campus, get them to Raleigh. I mean, it's spectacular. You guys have a nice little route where you take them around to, and it really helps what you can show off here. Yeah,
there's a lot to offer, not just with our program in NC State, but just in general, Raleigh, and that's been a big plus for us. A lot of families, and, if kids could see the long term of it living here, most of our guys don't leave once they come here. A lot of them are set their roots in, and I think that's what's making this a special place right now. You're getting a lot of people that are moving in, and just a variety of people.
Oh, I know. See, I'm jumping all over the place.
Yeah, you are.
I didn't write too much down. Another guy, heavy rumors. He might have put on the wrestling shoes for one last time last weekend. Went out with a W, though. Tariq Wilson.
Yeah.
He went up for a fundraiser up in Cleveland, had a match, won 6-4. Shout out Derek Fields for getting us some Instagram coverage for that event. Drove up to Cleveland. I wouldn't make the drive to Cleveland.
Why?
There's no reason to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, there
But
is.
bless you, Derek Fields.
There's good
for
wrestling
doing
in
that.
Ohio.
But Tariq Wilson, he also said he's another guy going to be around next year, going to grad school, getting another degree.
Yep.
How has Tariq been this summer?
He's been great. He's been in the room. I think we're going to see more of him as the season develops. He was in and out with just some work stuff that he's doing and then regrouping from the season and his career. And then now when he's in town, he's been here helping our guys and jumping in there and wrestling. And I was kind of glad he got that match because the last 2 weeks before that match, he had to wrestle a lot more. So we might have to give him another match, keep him out there wrestling. But no, he's good. It's again, having these guys that are fresh off their competition, it's easy for them to communicate to the guys that are in the room right now. They can speak from their experiences and be a great role model for the kids that are here new and learning the system.
I know you're excited for everybody to come back, be in Raleigh, one big team together. Fans are always asking, when the heck is the schedule coming out?
I'm going to give him Medina's email because I ask every week and I kind of get the don't ask.
All right, so we're still waiting for it, obviously.
No.
But we do know
have
some
to wait
events
until it's finalized with some of the competitions that are in Reynolds that aren't wrestling, and then we can work backwards on scheduling. But I do know App State is locked in for our first competition on a Friday night. I want to say it's like November 5th.
in Reynolds.
Yep. That'll be our first home competition in Reynolds on a Friday night. And then from there, we'll roll out. And the luxury with us, our ACC matches don't start till second semester.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have a lot of time to get people the information they need to be here.
Collegiate duels.
Yes.
Going down to New Orleans.
Yep.
Tickets booked for NC State, correct?
I believe so.
I hope so.
Well, we're going. So
we're going
whether
if they're
tickets are
expecting
booked
you or
we're
not.
driving in vans, we'll take
All
that
right,
trip.
so that's what I was just going to say. There is no way in heck I'm taking another red eye bus trip.
Those
ever.
are the best.
No.
God,
Come on.
soft.
New,
But we'll be in New Orleans. That'll be
there
a
are
fun
some,
event.
there. I was going to say, I mean, last year's event was really great, but
Yeah.
this year's event, the field looks even deeper than it was last year.
There's
So
going to be some great.
there's
I
gonna
think
be
for
some
us
great
that we needed it to elevate our schedule, and whether or not we were able to get home and away dates with some top teams, we're going to see them there, and it's going to help us when the end of the season rolls around.
might head out west for a December
Going
tournament.
to Vegas. Vegas is on the schedule. I know we got Nebraska and Illinois on the schedule. They're off-campus away neutral sites.
You have to say a little bit more than off campus. It's not like
Neutral
it's right
site.
around the corner.
Neutral site.
Okay.
How's that?
Maybe up north a little bit.
Yeah.
More info to come on that one.
More info to come.
The best one that we know of, though, ACC championships in Reynolds Coliseum this year.
Yeah, that'll be great. And obviously having fans in there will be a big impact and make that a nice, loud venue.
And where are NCAs again?
Aren't they out in St. Louis? No, Tulsa.
Tulsa.
St. Louis the year after, I believe.
Okay. We'll get
Tulsa.
to Tulsa.
Tulsa.
We'll
Tulsa.
we'll talk more about that.
Living on Tulsa time. That's a good song. You could start it with that.
I thought we were going to get through this episode without a cowboy reference in here. We got one cowboy reference. All right, Pat, we caught up on so much. I don't know what else there is to talk about.
We do have our golf outing scheduled date.
Say it. Well, no, you have to say the name of the event, though, first, because it's the most convoluted name to anything I've ever seen.
Well, we're actually running it through the Wolfpack Club this year. So we're changing the way we're doing it, but it'll still be the same. So it'll be, I think it's going to be probably the biggest, best one we've done yet. RGA, it'll be, I want to say the weekend of fall break, that Friday, October 7th.
Is it tied to a football game?
I think
Okay. Wow.
there's a game Thursday, maybe.
Okay.
Don't they play Thursday night
Yes, we
against
do.
Virginia Tech?
Yep.
And I think we're going Friday.
Okay.
Golf, I think. Don't quote me on these. I don't have a calendar in front of me.
No,
Like you have all your notes written out.
This is great. We haven't done a podcast for 3 months. We're trying to get exact details here.
We'll get all that information out.
Wolfpack fans, there will be a golf event sometime this fall. Stay tuned. How's
There you go.
that?
Perfect.
All right.
You got
Pat.
a voice for radio.
Face for podcasting. I told my nephew the other day. Pat, great catching up. Tons of excitement. Like I said, this team's going to be a lot different. I feel like, at least from an outsider's perspective, It'll be a lot different, a lot of new faces. So just a lot of excitement right now before the guys even get here.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. A lot of new energy coming in with this group, and adding the staff that we did. So it's going to be a fun year for us.
I want to thank everybody for listening. This is your Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast covering all things NC State wrestling. Until next time, Wolfpack fans, go Pack.
The Pack Mentality Pop-Ins podcast is produced by the Mat Talk Podcast Network. For more wrestling podcasts, go to mattalkonline.com.